In today's video, we're going to talk about arrogant police officers who tried to enforce their own laws, but were met by very educated citizens who put them back in their place. So let's go. These cops knocked on a woman's door asking her to identify herself just out of the blue. Slow down there. Shouldn't they introduce themselves first because they are public servants? Allegedly, they wanted to talk to her boyfriend who, they say, took part in an assault. Then the cops started questioning the woman about who she was. When the woman ignored them, they started threatening her, saying she was now part of the investigation. Let's start by talking about the fact that these cops were practically trespassing on her property. They passed the gate on which the woman's phone number was even highlighted in large letters, and they still decided to knock on her door in the middle of the night instead of calling her.
Name and badge number.
Okay. Will you let us talk before
No,
we give you
name and badge number.
Well, you're gonna
Name
let us talk.
and badge
You're
number.
gonna let us talk before we start, and then I'll give you my name and badge number.
Name and badge number.
Well, I will tell you that here in a second.
Name and
We
badge
need
number.
to speak to your husband.
He is not here. He's not my husband.
Who is he?
It's none of your
He
business.
said he's your husband.
He's not my husband.
And I talked to you before, and you were nothing but nice to me.
What?
I talked to you before, and you were nothing but nice to me. Now you're being
When?
rude to me. About the whole dog situation. I come out here about that neighbor over there.
Yeah.
And I was nothing but nice.
He's
to
not
you.
my husband,
Okay,
though.
but I'm just doing my job.
He's not here. He
Okay,
took the fuck
okay,
off.
But I'm just doing my job because there was an assault. Did you know that?
Yes, I did.
You did know that.
I did.
How did you know that?
I was there.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, here's the deal. Since you're a witness, you're going to need to tell your side.
Yes, I can.
You don't mind?
I don't mind.
Okay, then that's it. And then we'll be out of here.
Yeah. Name and badge number, sir.
792.
Name.
Ryan Kate.
Okay. Your name, sir.
Brad Vinny.
Badge number.
709.
Thank you very much.
This happened in
Thank
Tool.
you.
Did you know that?
Yes, it did. It was at Lucky's.
Okay.
Yeah,
Explain
he's-
to this officer what happened because
Okay.
he's the one taking the report.
Okay, so the situation that happened.
Hold on, we need pen and paper, okay?
Okay, go right ahead. I don't appreciate you guys jumping my gate.
We have to make
No,
contact.
you don't.
Yes,
You
we
have.
do.
My phone number is clearly posted
Well,
on the gate.
I'm not gonna sit here and
No,
argue with you.
excuse me,
I'm not
sir.
gonna sit here and argue.
You are technically trespassing.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you
No,
are.
I'm not.
Really?
Maybe- no, not in Texas. Go ahead.
Wait a second. Say that one more time.
Not in Texas.
Not in Texas. You are
Go
not
ahead.
trespassing on my property.
Go ahead, ma'am.
Even though it
Go ahead,
states
ma'am. Go ahead,
you
ma'am.
are trespassing, my contact information is posted on several
We're here to
different
investigate an offense that occurred.
several
We're here to- and
different
we're not searching the
aspects
property. We come
on
to make
that no
contact with you.
trespassing sign.
She was this way the last time.
However, the cops completely ignored the fact that they were the ones actually trespassing at that point and continued to ask the woman for her ID. The thing was, these cops were very arrogant and tried to threaten this woman's constitutional rights. However, she knew how to protect herself and asked them to call a supervisor. One of the cops introduced himself as a supervisor. The supervisor confirmed that he jumped the gate to get to this woman's door. After all, don't they already have her first and last name? How else would they find her house and know where to jump to knock on her door? However, their excuse was that they had forgotten and that they did not remember the names.
I was there.
You
I
need to give
told
your
them.
side.
I told the gas
Give your
station.
side. And then we'll be out of here.
Man, what is your name? Let's start with that.
I don't have to actually give my name. You know my name.
I don't know your name.
You do know
I've
my
never
name,
met
sir.
you before.
You do know my name. You're on my property. You're actually trespassing.
I don't know who you
You're
are.
trespassing.
You
You're okay. They're on my property. See, this
Yes,
is
we
my
are.
front. They jumped my gate.
Yes, we did.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Are you going to give your information? Because if not,
I don't have to.
Yes, you do. Because
am
you're a
I?
witness to a crime.
I am not being charged.
You're a
with
witness
crime.
to a crime.
I am not being charged with a crime.
Okay,
Therefore,
then
I
let
do
me
not
call.
actually
Let
have
me
to.
call the district
Go
attorney.
ahead. I would
and
like
then
to.
we'll-
I would like
No,
to
you're
have
not
a
gonna talk to her,
supervisor
but-
here.
Huh?
I would like to have a supervisor.
I am a
here.
supervisor.
You're a supervisor.
Yes.
Wow, that is actually astonishing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm here to
That's
try to get
pretty
your information.
astonishing.
We'll be out of here. So you're going to give your information. That way we can get out of here.
You
That way
know
he
my
can-
information, sir.
No, I don't know your name.
You have already talked to me
I
previously,
have talked to you, but
correct?
I don't keep people's name. I don't remember what it was.
But you have an issue with me giving it right now.
No, just to give it for his information.
Man, I don't know you. I've never met you.
I have
I'm
a
new to
very, very big deal with people infringing upon my constitutional rights. For one,
That's fine. I
trespassing
believe in
upon
that
my
too.
property, jumping upon my gate, going over my property without a
ma'am.
warrant. You have done this, correct? You're on my property, yes.
I am.
Yes.
Right here on your
You
street.
are on my front porch, illegally
Can I get
trespassing.
your statement of what happened?
Please. And then
We
we'll
can
be out.
go out there and then we can do this.
Okay, come on.
Go right ahead.
Can you
Go
get
ahead.
your ID and bring it with you?
No. I will not. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
You're gonna give me your information though, right?
You can proceed.
I'm not gonna walk behind you. I'm gonna walk.
I'm
behind you.
going to give you my
not
legal
walking.
information
Okay,
that
come on.
is
I'm gonna walk
actually
with you. Come on.
constitutionally
Come on.
protected,
Come on.
and which should give you what I need to conduct your policy
Come on.
after you trespassed on my fucking property. Thank you very much. It's okay, kids.
The cops claimed that the woman was a witness to a crime and therefore had to give them an ID. Yeah, but she hasn't been accused of a crime, so she doesn't have to give it to them. After all, the woman claimed that the cops now have footage from the security cameras and can look at whatever they wanted. She explained that she was even ready to cooperate with them, even answering the phone, but that she would not allow anyone to trespass on her property.
Well, we hope you did.
Yes, he did, because I kicked him the fuck out. I got him in the car after he did. I tried stopping it. If you looked at the fucking video goddamn tapes, which you should have, yeah, did you see me smack him in the fucking head? Yeah, I did.
That's why I thought maybe you would want to give a statement.
Right.
But you trespass on my property, you think it's okay?
It was locked. I couldn't knock on your door.
My phone number is right on the motherfucking sign.
Here.
Oh,
I try to call everybody. We can't call them.
I'm sorry, I can't from my gate. I have Verizon.
I don't have Verizon.
Looks like you guys need to fucking upgrade or some shit. Oh, thank you, officer. I appreciate that.
What's your name on?
Can you let us out this way, or do we have to climb back over?
Climb back over.
The woman knew how to put the cops in their place and she escorted them to the gate, telling them that she might tell them what happened if they walked out her gate and got off her property. Plus, she showed them a sign on the gate that says, "No trespassing," in big red letters. The police ignored this sign and jumped into the woman's yard without a warrant. If that's not a violation of her rights, I don't know what is.
Well, I don't mind CTing him if you be respectful to me, and if you.
I am being respectful.
you're
Sir,
not.
you trespassed upon my
And
land.
we can to make contact.
No,
with you. Yes, we
you
can. I don't know where you got
cannot.
the law.
You do not have a fucking warrant. You do not have legality. Excuse me, sir. Can you please go?
You have
I will give you your fucking information that you need.
Okay.
Pass
I'm not
upon
shutting the gate until we
pass
talk.
pass my property.
not
I'm not
I'm
going
not-
nowhere.
we're not shutting the
Sir,
gate until I
be
talk.
respectful.
I'm trying to be
Get off
respectful,
my
you're not.
you jumped my motherfucking gate.
I did.
Do you know how many meth heads drop over my fucking gate every week and you cocksuckers never show up?
I don't work in the city.
I don't care.
This ain't. This
I
is the
have a
county.
major disdain for all of this because you guys are infringing upon my
Nobody's
rights.
infringing.
Really?
If we were to come over this fence and search for something,
You did.
no, we come to
You
knock on your
jumped
door.
over my
knock
motherfucking
on your
gate.
door.
Do you
To knock
see
on your
this?
door.
Okay, let everybody see this.
To knock on your
No
door.
trespassing.
I'm not worried about
all
that.
of the.
Are
I
you
know
gonna give
you're
your
not.
information that we
I know
can
you're
leave?
not, but everybody
Are you
else
gonna give
is.
your information that we can
I
leave?
am. You
Okay,
need to get
okay.
off of my property
Well,
before I
then
give you this
information.
Tell me what
information.
happened.
Yes.
You
We'll
need to
get
get
this
off of my
information
property
later.
before.
Tell me what happened.
You need to get off my property before I actually give this information. You need to get within the easement. No? Okay.
So you gonna give a statement? Tell me what happened.
If she was there, that's failure to record a felony. So that's against the law. Get a
I
warrant for-
tried.
Get a warrant for
Sir,
arrest.
I tried.
Well, if you're not helping,
I
then
tried.
I'll get a warrant for your arrest
I did
because-
try. Go right ahead, sir.
Okay.
But you are still trespassing upon my property.
It turns out the woman went to a store with her boyfriend to buy alcohol when he got into a conflict with someone. The woman looked at things objectively and saw that her boyfriend was guilty and believed that he had assaulted someone from the store, so she called 911. When no one answered, she decided to chase him out of the house and hit him with his hat. The cops insisted on getting more details, but the woman doesn't know exactly what happened. They also have footage from the store, so they know a lot more than she does. Although she told them for the umpteenth time that she would tell them everything if they left her property, the police simply did not care. One of them even claimed that they couldn't be sure she owned the property until she introduced herself. Nice try.
Why not?
Because
Why?
I'm doing an investigation and you're
I
hindering my
understand.
investigation.
No, I am not, sir.
Yes, you are.
No,
We're sitting
I
here
am not.
arguing about you giving the statement.
I am
That is
very
arguing.
well
That is
aware of
hindering
my
my
rights.
investigation.
I'm sorry, but I'm very well aware of my rights.
I'm too.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
Apparently, you're not.
Are
You
sure
trespass.
You know all
Yes, I very much do.
of them? Okay.
Yeah.
What law school did you
Funny
go to?
thing. Do I have to go to law
I
school
don't
to
know, I
know
just
the
thought-
laws?
You're such a good law person. I thought maybe you went to law school.
Okay.
Hey,
Might
now,
have.
Can you give me a statement?
Never
Tell me
know.
what happened.
I told you, if you step off my property,
I can't
I
step
will.
off your property till I talk to you.
You trespassed on my property
We
to
did.
talk to me.
We've already been through that.
You did. Again, you did. You
Again.
trespassed on my property to
Again,
talk
we
to
did.
me.
We climbed over your fence
Yes,
and
you
knocked on
did.
your door.
Even though you had contact information.
I don't have contact.
You don't,
Yes,
we can't
you do.
get, I can't get cell service over. That's why I'm using my radio.
That's funny because like
Yeah.
everybody gets it outside of my gate,
I
basically.
apologize.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Me too.
Do you want me to cry for you?
Yes.
Oh, I probably won't. Sorry, sir.
No worries.
Now, either give me information or we're going to get a
I
warrant.
am the property owner.
How do I know? I don't know who you are.
You don't need to know. I am not committed. I am not.
Then how do I know you're the property
Am I?
owner?
Do you have articulating suspicion that I have actually committed a crime? I tried to contact, and I have the call
Who
logs.
did you call?
I called 911, and it
Okay.
did not go through.
That goes,
You don't
that's
need to
county.
fucking see it.
That's county.
You do not see it. Doesn't matter.
They did not transfer you to us.
No, they didn't.
Okay.
It dropped.
Okay. Well, I can take
It
care
was
of.
when
I can.
he was at the back of my property, and I was trying to get the
Okay.
fuck off of
Can
my
I talk for
property
a second?
after this shit happened.
Can I talk for just a second? You're not being respectful.
Oh, because I'm swearing.
No.
Do you have an issue with that?
Because you're talking over me while I'm trying to say something. That's not respectful. Is it? I don't think so. Okay.
I can just not say anything.
I can. Well, that's up to you. If you want to do that, that's fine.
That's fine.
I'll get your information. I'll get a warrant for you, and we'll do it that way.
That's totally fine.
Because
You still are
at that
trespassing
point,
on my
you're
property.
hindering.
You are still trespassing on my property.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Now,
You're sorry
can
that
you
you're
tell me what
trespassing on my
happened?
property.
Can we move to
As soon as
something
you
else?
tell them what happens, we'll be out.
You already know what the fuck happened if you
I
watch the
need
goddamn
your
video.
statement. I need
What
it from
happened?
you.
You were there.
You're a witness.
I did not hear what had transpired when he left the store. I was there to buy alcohol, which he had already consumed apparently 90% of.
You were
what we had-
outside with him when he got into that fight.
Yeah,
Who
and I
it
was
that
trying
he-
to get him
Who was
into.
it that he fought?
No fucking clue.
Did that guy say anything to him?
Yes, apparently.
What did he say?
What? Yeah, that
I
helped.
don't know. I don't know.
Well, see,
I don't
if it's
know.
the guy,
I mean,
the guy
like,
that
listen.
started it, I need to know
Listen,
that.
I don't know. I can tell you right now, with all certainty, the reason why he is not here no more is because I don't fucking know. And the reason why he is not here is because I think he committed a felonious assault.
him?
Because I had no fucking clue.
Do you want to file the report?
No,
on
no, I do
him
not.
assaulting you?
He didn't assault me.
Or you assaulted him, right?
No, I smacked him in the
Smacked him in the
face
head.
with his
Okay.
a hat several fucking times to get him off that guy.
The cops completely ignored the fact that they barged into the woman's yard in the middle of the night after jumping over her gate as if she was the main criminal here instead of actually dealing with the people involved in the conflict, possibly sitting down to watch and analyze the footage nicely. But no, it's easier just to exercise authority and flex with a big ego. One of them even accused this woman of talking recklessly with them because she swears. What else did they expect after their visit traumatized her? I'd be cursing at them too. In addition to not having a warrant to break into her house, they obtained this woman's phone number and should have been able to call her.
I do not know what had transpired before I got out of that store.
Very well, but
when
you
that
wanna-
guy was, when I came out of the store, the gentleman was very, I don't know how to explain it. He was very curt with what he was saying.
Okay.
And my boyfriend was very pissed off. He doesn't get pissed off immediately. He does not get pissed off immediately. The altercation that happened verbally.
Run her 27, see if she's clear. Now.
Yeah. Oh, I'm definitely fucking clear.
Here's the deal. Here's the deal, though.
Cocksucker.
Can I tell you something real quick, though?
No.
Real quick. Well, I'm going to tell you anyways. This guy is seriously injured, okay? So we have to come make contact.
I
with any
understand
witnesses.
that.
You understand
Which
that?
is why he's not here no more.
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about that's why we're making
Yes,
contact with you.
I
You
understand.
that?
Yes,
Okay,
but you
that's
have
why we're
various,
here.
but you have various forms of contacting me without infringing upon my
Well,
rights.
We can't call you because we don't have service here, and you
Mm.
can't get a hold of. We can't get a hold of you on the police radio. So that's
Do you
why
really
we're here.
believe that? Is that?
I know.
I
have
don't.
service.
I know you.
I don't
yeah.
either.
You step outside of this fucking gate about 5 feet, you have fucking service. I am not fucking.
Okay.
I used to own an internet company, sir. I know the fucking towers around here. I know that when I enter my gate, my cell service stops for about 15 feet.
So
You know
I think
why?
that's our information. I'm gonna
Because
get
of
the picture of it.
tower.
See if it comes through.
Yeah, oh, if it comes through. You want me to give me a Michigan ID? Because I'll give you that one too.
The cops apologized for trespassing, and the woman also apologized for being a little arrogant, but explained that she was very annoyed that her rights were being threatened. The problem was that the cops apologized falsely and ironically, because immediately afterward, they added that they would do the same again if they received a call like this.
There you go. Well, I'm sorry if you can't.
792.
You already fucking infringe upon my rights jumping my goddamn gate, so that pisses me the fuck off. And I'm sorry if I'm a little fucking annoyed, but you goddamn trespass. And with the shit that's going on, fuck this shit.
And yes, we did.
Fuck that shit.
We've already admitted that.
You know how many meth heads fucking jump my shit every goddamn week?
And you know who you need to call? The sheriff.
Oh, because you guys are gonna show up like 3 hours
We're
later.
not the sheriff.
Oh,
That's where you live at, is in the county.
yeah.
You got to call the
It's
sheriff.
3 hours motherfucking later.
And I agree with you.
I don't give a fuck.
And I agree with you. I
Castle
wouldn't
law.
like that.
Please.
I wouldn't like that.
Please, very, you very much well need to
Well,
update
if
yourself
something like
on
that's
Castle
happening
law.
again, we'll jump your fence again and make contact with you.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, it is how it is.
Infringing upon
They're
constitutional
running
rights.
her
That's
now.
great.
Okay.
That's great.
All right.
Yeah.
So they had a verbal confrontation inside the store.
No.
What actually happened is that this woman and her boyfriend got into a conflict with their neighbors in front of a store in regards to them hunting on her land. Namely, 2 years ago, she allowed them to hunt on her land. However, the neighbors set wild boar traps all over and did not check them for several days, which wasn't fair at all. First of all, those traps were a danger for the woman, and the animals would suffer if they were stuck in those traps for a couple of days, which this woman didn't like at all. She decided to forbid the neighbors to hunt on her land anyway. She explained that she inherited the land from her mother and that after her mother's death, she moved onto this property with her boyfriend. She also tried to be nice to all the neighbors back then and allowed them to hunt there. However, after the incident with the wild boar traps, she forbade them to hunt. But their arrogance didn't end there, because even though they stopped trespassing, they continued to shoot over her land.
So they said they had words inside, then they went
No,
outside.
we
Okay.
had
Outside.
a conversation with my neighbor, Juana Maddox, which is kitty corner to here, which you guys were at previously.
I can't
Yeah.
hear you.
That was it. He got heated because she was not looking at him while she was talking to him. She was looking directly at me, being a, excuse my words, but cunt. She was being an absolute fucking cunt. They had been hunting on my land without my permission.
The people over here.
Yes.
Okay.
I previously, 2 years ago, allowed them to hunt my land. They did not even look at their crates that they had out there, or their traps for hogs, for 4 to 5 days. That is fucking humane. I am very much an animal person. I will not allow any animal abuse. It doesn't matter if
I agree with you.
if it's bad, right? So I told them, no, you can't do this anymore.
Okay.
So since then, it's been a sour confrontation.
Okay.
So the last 3 months, which I finally took my property back over, my mom previously was living here. I was living with my boyfriend in a different county. We didn't have my property, basically. So we transferred our farm animals back over to here
Okay.
and have expanded. Upon basically looking at the entire property and the fence line, those people have been shooting across my land continually. There are several buckshot marks and several shot marks on every single fucking tree that is in that line that they cut out previously for their traps. So that's where I guess this started. It wasn't with that gentleman, it was with the neighbor. The neighbor, like I said, being very curt, was a cunt and said, oh, we wouldn't do that. I was like, ma'am, you have a literal post, literal deer blind, that it's like a $7,000 deer blind set up.
Okay, fine.
And within 10 feet of my property, there is a deer feeder, which is totally fine. It's within their constitutional rights to do whatever the fuck they want on their property.
Ma'am,
It's not their
what's your
property. And then,
What's your Michigan driver's license
why the
number?
fuck do you need to know that?
This is dispatch.
The woman then claimed that she had cameras around her property, however, someone took them down. Also, for the past 3 weeks, she had to patrol the property of every housing complex with her boyfriend instead of resting. The police officers ignored everything the woman said, dismissing her problem because their big egos just wanted to find something wrong with this woman, and they succeeded. Although it had nothing to do with what was happening now, the police officers allegedly found a DUI on this woman's record, even though the girl swore that she was asleep drunk in the backseat of her car, that someone else was driving the car, and that she did not drive the car while drunk. But it was too late. The cops forgot about the whole incident that happened outside that store and started threatening the woman to identify herself or they would arrest her because now they have a reason why. However, the woman didn't want to give up her rights, and why should she? Just because these cops decided to be arrogant? After all, now they have her name and they can leave her property and learn how to behave towards the citizens.
Get my Texas one.
You have a Texas one?
Yes,
What's
of
your
course I
Texas
do.
one?
So,
Can I ask a question
they,
about this?
mm-hmm,
Do you have game
she said
cameras
she has
up
a
over there
Texas
where all this is at?
I did. They're gone now.
Okay.
Somebody took them down.
All right, that's all that.
Yeah. So we've been out there. We've been literally patrolling this entire property every night for the last 3 weeks, and it's been absolutely ridiculous. Like where we hear people out, like they'll be yelling or calling out, right?
Warrant out of Michigan.
And they'll be yelling or calling out, and
You know
we'll
you
be
got
like,
a warrant out of Michigan?
for what?
Driving under the influence?
You're fucking shitting me.
Nope.
Okay, transport me. I don't give a fuck.
Will they transport?
Yeah, go
Okay.
ahead. Go ahead.
Try to get confirmation.
I literally have every documentation to prove that
You hear me?
I was sleeping in the back of my car at the back of a bar, and I got a DWI, which is driving while sitting in the bar. To open the windows, I had to reach from the back of the car to put the fucking shit in auxiliary down. And $5,000 later, so I went through the symposium, I went through the all fucking bullshit. If they say that this not, that'd be fucking hilarious. Okay, go right ahead, sir.
Okay, listen. I ain't worried about
That is fucking hilarious, so thank you for letting me know.
You're welcome. You have a warrant for your arrest. I'm not worried about confirming. If he wants to, that's fine. We just need to get your
That's
information.
good to
get out
know
of here.
because it's never.
We just need to get your information. Get out of here. So just
You already
give the
have my
statement-
information,
the
sir.
statement,
I'm
and we'll
trying
be
to
gone.
tell
I don't have
him.
it.
Will
If
you
could
shut the
just tell
fuck
me
up
your
so I can
name,
keep telling
and
you?
Then I will be gone.
I already told you.
No, you didn't tell me.
You did.
You said that I already know it.
He's already said it on dispatch.
Well, that's on
I
dispatch,
heard
and
him
I'm
say.
listening to you.
I
I'm
heard
not
him say
listening to you.
dispatch. hmm
Okay.
This gentleman can give you.
Well,
my
if she
name.
don't want to do it, then I'll just confirm on the warrant. We'll put her in jail. Then
That's
you'll have her
fine.
information.
That's fine.
Is
I'm not going
that
to
how
give
we're
up.
gonna play?
I am not going to give up my constitutional rights when I'm being completely.
Ma'am, I got your statement. All I need
Yes.
is your name and date
And then
of
we'll
birth,
be
and I'm
gone.
going.
Why do you need my name and date of birth?
For my report.
It's policy.
Yes, it is.
Yes. Is that
That's
federal? Texas law?
Texas.
No, it's actually
Yeah.
not.
If I got,
No, it's
I gotta
actually
have
not.
your information.
Sir,
to
it's actually
report.
not.
I either need your driver license number or I need your date of birth with your name.
And you have my name, sir. You have my name.
Is that the date of birth?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. Well,
Which apparently that shit in Michigan didn't get cleared up, even though after,
Okay.
let's see, it was 5,000 and then 9,500
If I
later.
give you a witness statement form, will you fill that out and just bring it in when you have time?
Oh, I definitely will.
Okay.
You can count on that. Because I will be definitely submitting a FOIA for this.
Okay.
So,
Well, let me get you a form.
that's great. Thank you. Fuck off my property. Do not trespass again, sir.
well, if we get a call like this, I'll be
No, you are still trespassing upon my
Well,
land.
I will come back and make
No.
contact with you. Yes, I will.
Say that again. Say it again for everybody. Come on. Come on, sir. Come on. You like fucking
You
infringing
need to
upon
take
people's
your
rights.
warrant, too. You need to take
You-
care of your warrant.
That is bullshit, but
You need to take care of your warrant. Or
That's
you caught
fine.
driving, you're gonna go to jail.
get caught driving. Doing what?
I don't know. You go to jail, you gotta.
I'm a standing citizen, sir. Yeah, you ever heard of fucking Flint, Michigan? Yeah, you have. So go fuck yourself.
Is that Columbine?
Wow, you need geography fucking training for real, sir. Thank you. Okay.
Okay.
You need
Are
what
you
again?
going to fill this out? If you're not going to fill it out, then
I
I'm not
can-
going to worry about it.
I possibly can.
Well, I don't want to waste the paper. If you're not going to do it, then
You can send me a link if you'd like.
I don't have a link. I have a piece of paper.
Mm.
So would you like to fill one out? If you don't want to fill one
Not
out,
really.
you don't have to.
No, I really
Okay,
honestly
that's fine.
wouldn't. I mean, I've already given you my statement.
Okay.
You guys have already infringed upon my rights on several occasions.
you
And-
contact the FBI. They'll take care of it.
Oh, really? No, it's actually the Supreme Court. So, Yeah.
Yeah, there's other steps you have to
Good
take
job
before you
knowing
go
your
there.
constitutional motherfucking rights. I love that shit. You guys like, yeah, you're welcome.
Don't mess with that neighbor no more.
You're
She
welcome.
might call in on you.
It's a fucking meth head. Like, for real.
A cop stopped a man on a motorcycle and began to question him about his reason for being there and where he was heading. How about a little privacy for a citizen? After all, hasn't the cop ever heard of the First Amendment that allows people to be wherever they want and whenever they want in a public space? However, the biker tried to explain to this cop that he didn't have to give him his ID or identify himself because he hadn't done anything wrong. The cop was already digging a hole for himself. He took things from the motorcycle and searched the man without a warrant just because it occurred to him to do so. He took the man's handgun and began to shake everything out that was inside. And then he further endangered this guy's safety because he got so close to him that the guy had to warn him to keep a distance of 6 feet. Who knows how to do their job here?
Is that a felony or a misdemeanor?
Listen, we're not going to debate here on camera, okay?
Oh,
You're going to answer my questions, okay? And you're going to provide me your identification.
Am I legally obligated
You're being
to?
detained right now, yeah.
What crime am I being detained for? I need to know what crime
Where's
I'm.
your bag over here? You're littering.
I'm littering.
You put the bag down over there, but yet you're not saying nothing about it.
Are you gonna de-escalate this, sir? He pulled me over and asked me what I'm doing here, and if I go to school here. No, I don't go to school here. But then he asked me why I'm leaving. I said, I'm just riding around the parking lot. And now he's asking me questions, saying I'm littering and I'm being detained.
Drop the bag over there. You can't even answer a question.
I'm not legally obligated to answer your questions. What's your name and your badge number?
That's statute.
Is that what you tell the judge?
Yeah, that's what I tell the judge.
Can you de-escalate?
What
Can you
do tell the
de-escalate
judge?
this situation? You need to stay away from me. First, it's 6 feet.
What do you tell the judge?
I don't have to tell the judge. I'm a private citizen.
Talk to the sergeant here.
Are you the sergeant?
I am the sergeant.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you
Now-
for de-escalating this.
Okay.
What's your name and badge
Sergeant
number?
Basor. I'm with the Genesee Township Police Department.
Thank you for being professional.
All right. Is this your
Hold on. I don't request any searches or seizures of my property.
Is it your bag? Yes or no? Is it your bag? Yes or no?
Yes, it's my bag.
Okay. Why
You
throw
put
it
my
down?
bag
Why-
down,
why
dude.
did you throw it down?
I don't have to answer your questions. I'm not illegally obligated to answer your questions.
Then the cop in charge came and started to de-escalate the situation. If nothing else, he at least knew how to introduce himself when asked for his name and badge number. The guy explained to the supervisor that he was riding his motorcycle, it doesn't matter where because he has the right to go wherever he wants, and then he stopped on the wider side of the road, put down his backpack, and then tried to check if the tire pressure was good before continuing to ride. That was the moment when the cop approached him and began to ask him about things that didn't concern him for no reason at all. The supervisor tried to defend the officer by telling the guy that maybe he was just suspicious and that's why he approached him. However, isn't it a rule that police officers have the right to identify someone only if they suspect that they will commit a crime, not if they're just suspicious? But the cop didn't care. He continued digging through this guy's backpack as if it was his own.
I'm here and I practice riding my motorcycle. I take my bag off and put it right there so I'm not riding with it on me. All I did was pull up, check my tire pressure, put my bag down, and he came up to me asking questions saying I was being detained. That's an illegal detainment.
What's going on in the crazy world that we live in right now? People that leave bags around, that we're at a school where there's kids at and practicing football. He deemed it suspicious. He doesn't know who you are, so he's checking you out. I know he's asking us some simple questions.
And that's understandable, but suspicion is not a crime.
Okay. If he deems it suspicious, just the same as if somebody was driving a motorcycle in your neighborhood, just hear me out.
Okay, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Somebody was driving a motorcycle in your neighborhood and they dropped a bag that was near their home. Wouldn't you want, or near your home, wouldn't you want us to at least check them out? Make sure they're okay?
100%.
That's
Right, but it was the way he did it. It was the way he did it. It was very unprofessional and aggressive. And he was treating me like I'm a criminal, like I did something wrong.
So, as it
You
stands,
didn't start out being defensive.
I don't
Did you forfeit this bag when you sat it over there? You want
I don't
it back?
forfeit my bag for sending it over there.
you drove it away, like I just kept on saying. If
You
left it there, if you left it there and drove away from it, you lose an extra $50.
The cop even told the man that he had no right to his own privacy. Fortunately, such statements ended up being recorded on camera because cops like these don't deserve to work for the people and take care of their safety. The supervisor was no better than the ordinary cop. He was telling the guy that they don't even know who he is, and that's why they're trying to identify him. But they don't need to know who this guy is.
If you left it there and drove away from it, you lose an expectation of privacy for it.
No, that is not correct. You're telling me I can't sit my bag down to practice riding my motorcycle?
But you jumped to a conclusion and went right to the defense. All you did is exactly.
No, I'm not legally obligated to tell him anything.
First of all, I don't even know who you are.
You don't have to know who I am.
Okay, if he deemed it suspicious and he's checking it out,
Suspicion is not a crime.
you're operating a motor vehicle.
No,
on
I'm not.
school
I'm
property.
parked. I'm parked.
At the time you were. and
I'm
you watched
parked
it
when
do
he
that.
pulled up. I was parked.
Okay. Do you have an identification?
Do you think it's okay for a cop to forcibly search this guy's belongings without his permission and forcibly take his ID? Everyone has a right to privacy, even if they haven't done anything wrong. But these cops wouldn't be cops if they didn't have an excuse for everything. This time, the excuse was that the guy left his backpack on the ground while he was checking all the tires on the motorcycle, and they found it strange that a backpack was on the ground near a school after hours. What did they think that this guy had stolen? A backpack from some student or something worse? Did they really think the backpacks belonged to only students and no one else?
Do you have an identification?
And I don't answer questions. I'm not answering any questions. That was very unprofessional of him. It was very aggressive. I'm glad you de-escalated. I don't know what he would have done if you didn't de-escalate that.
All right, we're good.
We're good? What do you mean we're good?
What do you want? You want something else done?
Yeah, your card. I want your card. I want your card. I want your card.
I'll make sure you get it. You can
I
talk
got it right here.
I
Thank
got it.
you.
I'll give it to him.
Get
You
it.
have a legal obligation to know. We need to know who you are. Okay? If you say no, I'm not telling you who I am, and we're investigating something that we deem to be suspicious, now you're obstructing. We could have taken that extra step and said you're demanded, and we're demanding that we see a license from you. But he didn't.
You can't detain someone without a crime, though.
No.
Suspicion is not a crime.
There's a difference. A simple detainment is separate from an arrest. Are you in handcuffs?
Well, you could.
Are you in handcuffs?
No, sir. But
Have you been told you've been placed under arrest?
No, sir.
Okay, so all he's doing is talking with you to deem whether or not something was suspicious. And yes, at a school, after hours, when there's no other people around and you leave a bag around, yeah, that can be certainly deemed suspicious. And we want to make sure that our kids are safe here. And in doing so, we're doing our job.
Yes, sir.
Okay? So yeah, he is going to check it out. And I expect him to, as my officer, to do that. Okay?
All right, and who do I speak to about this? As far as like,
You're talking.
all right, and you're saying that my rights weren't violated at all
No,
in
if
any
he
way?
checked it out, if you weren't sitting in the back of his car and this is a personal contact, okay, and he wants to know who you are, he could have went down the road of obstruction, but he didn't.
That's a secondary charge. Obstruction. You have to have a.
You haven't been charged with anything yet.
Right. So how can he charge me with obstruction?
Because we don't know who you are. He hasn't done anything wrong, and neither have you, and we're gonna leave it at that.
He illegally searched my bag and took my ID, and he ID'd me. I have a right to privacy as a private citizen. So I'm not being detained right now.
Nobody said you're being detained right now. You can walk away if you want to.
Well, he's detained me. Is what he said. He said I was being detained.
At that point, you were detained. You still weren't in handcuffs. You weren't putting anything. You were just trying to figure out what was going on.
Right, but I was being detained for.
The arrogance of these cops is clearly seen at the very beginning of the argument between them and a man they pulled over in a car. The cop asked him for identification because he allegedly had a gun in the car. The man sneered that it wasn't a gun, and guess what the arrogant policewoman said? For her, it is a rifle. So she gave herself the right to invent things and to ask the man to identify himself based on that. She claimed that they were called to investigate this man, but she couldn't explain who called her or why, so it was obvious that she made this up as well. The man refused to give the officers any information and told them to get off his property. However, the cops had another trick up their sleeve. They claimed that they didn't know that this car was his property since the man didn't want to give them his ID and date of birth. Nice try again. The man tried to educate them and asked them if they had ever heard of Penal Code 38.02. The cops then got even angrier. It was obvious that they were annoyed that someone knew how to do their job better than them, so they started shouting at the man to give them his ID right away. However, the female officer continued with her lie about this being an investigation and that she must know the names of all the people she identifies during the investigation. It's just that I have no idea which investigation she's talking about exactly here, considering that the man did nothing, minded his own business, and drove until he was stopped.
It's not a gun.
To me, it's a gun. Do you have an ID with you, sir? Yes, I do, pero es mi property, les estoy diciendo.
Okay, well,
But we don't know if it's your property, sir. We need to verify.
So
So if we're requesting for you to identify yourself.
Uh-huh.
You need to identify yourself to a police officer when they ask you for identification.
you are wrong, man.
We got called here, so we have a right to be here, so we're asking for your
Pero
identification.
te estoy diciendo que es mi property.
okay.
And how do we know that, sir? You don't give us your name or anything. How can we verify this is your property?
You have a reason
To be here, yes.
No, to believe that this is not my property, or what?
Yes, because we don't know who you are.
You don't need to know who I am.
Yes, we do.
You don't. You don't.
You need to provide us with your identification, your name, and date of birth.
You don't. You don't need to know.
Yes, we do, sir.
It's my property.
Am I saying you're guilty? I'm just saying
You're saying you need to prove.
yes.
You're calling me a
Because we're
liar.
in a suspicious.
You're calling me a liar.
Okay,
It's my property.
You're implementing that to yourself. Okay?
No, because you're saying you're saying I need to prove.
Yes, you do. To an officer, police officer, okay, you do,
So clearly you don't know 3802, right?
sir. Like I said,
3802.
sir. Like I said,
Penal Code 38.02.
like I said, you need to know who you are.
You don't need to know. That's your will.
Just to advise you, if you want to look into that case.
30. It's not a.
When an officer,
Can I speak?
go ahead.
It's not a case law. Penal Code 38.02.
Okay, under the penal code, when an officer gets called to investigate something, they have a right to be there, one, and then they have a right to identify subjects that are also there.
The cop was still talking about some supposed investigation, but then the man interrupted her and said that she had to finish the sentence and say at least what kind of investigation it was. For what crime? The cop herself admitted that there was no crime, but that they were searching for a suspicious vehicle for which they received a summons to the entrance of the city park.
Oh, it has to be investigation. That's an incomplete sentence. Investigation of what? What crime?
It's not a crime.
It's
It's an
supposed to be
investigation to see the call about the suspicious vehicle.
Yes.
That's why we are here.
It's supposed
And
to
like
be.
the other officer advised you, this is not a gated property or what have you. This is right near to the entrance of a city park. Somebody called in about a suspicious vehicle. That's why we're.
However, the cops argued that the fact that the vehicle was suspicious gave them the right to be there and to talk to him. The man advised them to read 38.02, but the policewoman began to push him to read it. First, he's not the one who needs to read anything because it's enough for him to know how to protect himself from such cops. The cop then escalated the situation too quickly and abruptly when she said that if he didn't want to give them his ID, they could arrest him for obstructing the police. However, the man wasn't the least bit scared of this and told her that it was a secondary charge and that he couldn't possibly be arrested for it. However, she continued to argue with him and tell him that he could still be arrested. Well, technically, he can be arrested because these cops use their feelings when they do the job and are guided by their egos and not by the rules and how it should really be done. The fact that cops like to arrest someone who won't give them an ID because they feel like someone insults their ego with those actions doesn't mean that it is correct.
Here.
So it's suspicious. Is that a crime or what?
It's a call just giving us the right to be here.
yes, we
Read 3802. That's it.
Okay. Well, that's why. For that reason, that you're giving into that section.
Uh-huh.
And for that section, I'm identifying myself as
Uh-huh.
a police officer, and
Because
you're not complying.
You're supposed to
Okay, it's
identify.
a failure to ID.
No.
Yes.
Failure to ID only when I'm under arrest. I'm not under
No,
arrest.
sir. It's not just.
You
when you're under
want to
arrest.
bring your book?
You can look it up also.
No, I'm
It is
recording
not-
right now.
It is not only that.
Okay.
That's what I'm advising. What is the other subsection that you're failing to understand?
You're the officers. You're the one that's supposed to know.
We're advising you,
You-
that
you- you are
you're supposed to identify yourself, because if not, then you can be arrested for failure to identify yourself.
That's a secondary charge. A failure to ID is a secondary charge. You can't arrest me for that.
Yes, we can.
You can't. I know you all do, but you can't. You all do it, I know. But that's a secondary offense.
Are you going to provide your identification, sir?
I don't need to.
However, this conversation became circular because the cops couldn't say anything other than asking for an ID because the guy is suspicious, and he's suspicious because he won't give them ID. It makes sense apparently only in their heads. However, the male cop also began to threaten the man that he would be detained if he did not give them his information. When will the police understand that a person not giving them their information is not a crime? He even has the right to do it because he's protected by the Constitution.
Well, based on the nature of the call, the suspicious call that we got, that's why we're here. So, us arriving here to a suspicious call, and you're not providing your ID, alright? You're not letting us know who you
So
are.
I'm guilty of something, right?
I'm not telling you you're guilty.
Then you
But
know,
are determined
¿por qué no se van?
Because we're not leaving, because we don't know who you are.
You don't need to know. Yeah, I'm guilty of what?
Okay. Not providing you your information.
That's not a crime.
Okay.
Providing false information is a crime. I'm not providing any information.
Okay. Well,
You might want to get your sergeant or somebody.
why are you making this so difficult?
Porque es mi property and no tiene que ser.
No sé qué es your property.
So I'm guilty of something. Okay.
Answer my question. How do we know that it's your property?
You don't need to know.
Why not?
Because yo te estoy diciendo, it's my
Wait,
property.
well, yo te estoy diciendo que I need to know because I don't know who you are.
You don't need to know who I am.
Okay, I don't know what you're doing here. All right.
You don't need to know what I'm doing here. You don't need to know who I am because I'm telling you it's my property.
Okay. What's the address?
Bueno, dame tu ID.
Aquí está.
No, tu ID, tu a dónde vives y todo.
¿Eh?
Tu ID con tu dirección y todo.
Tú tengo que dar mi ID.
Entonces, es lo mismo.
No. We're being caught because of a suspicious vehicle.
Suspicious, is that a crime or what?
No, it's not a crime.
Then?
But we don't know what you're doing here.
Okay.
Now, based on the riverbanks, based on our experience, there's a lot of illegal activity that happens.
When the man asked him to call a supervisor or someone at least in charge, the cops got angry and asked him why he was making things more difficult. It seems they don't even know that they are obliged to call a supervisor when asked by a citizen. Not only can they not choose whether or not to call a supervisor, but they must do so without question. The cops saw that their story made no sense, so they began to invent new ones, hoping at least one of them would stick. This time, the man was the target of suspicion because of drugs. After that, the cops said something that will make many people laugh. He said the man should put his hands down and not throw them out the window while talking to the officer because it makes them anxious and scared. He who is armed fears the man who clearly has nothing. But here comes a new story. This time, the cop claimed that the man has something in the car that is not a weapon, but looks like it is a weapon, potentially, and could be a weapon. Honestly, instead of embarrassing themselves with statements like this, they could actually do a little more to do their jobs properly. Then the supervisor came to see if everything was okay and that the man was relieved because someone would finally put these two cops in their place.
Here,
was
crossing, so we don't know.
So you're suspecting me of crossing somebody?
I don't know.
You don't know?
That's what we're investigating. Okay.
Okay.
Got called out here. That's why we're investigating. That's why you're lawfully detained.
That's not lawfully. That's not
And
lawfully.
you failed to identify yourself. You could be charged.
Failure to identify is a secondary charge.
Okay.
You can't arrest me for failure to identify. I know you all do, but it's illegally. I know you can.
Just do me a favor, bro. You're getting me nervous. Just put your hands in the wheel.
Ahora tienen miedo.
No te tengo nada miedo a ti.
Entonces,
Okay, but I don't know what you have. Yeah, obviously you had a weapon that looks like a weapon that might be a weapon. Obviously you had a weapon that looks like a weapon that might be a weapon. Obviously you had a weapon that looks like a weapon that might be a weapon.
Are you going to identify yourself, or are we going to remove you from the vehicle, sir, to get your information?
you're gonna remove me
Yes.
unlawfully from my vehicle?
Not unlawfully.
It's unlawfully.
Are you friends with officers?
You're failing to identify es un secondary offense. Es secondary, no puedes
But
arrestar.
where does it say that it's a secondary
Porque
offense?
you have to be under arrest.
See,
to
that's
be
the second part.
no.
Failed to ID.
You have to be under arrest to be charged with failure to identify. If I'm under arrest and then I don't want to give you my information, then it's failure to identify. Not before.
But that's just my question. You know you're not doing anything wrong. You're saying you're on your property.
Mhm.
You've dealt with this already a few times.
Yeah.
So every time, say, a shift changes or there's new officers that come onto
Yeah.
this area, because sometimes we may change.
Sí.
Why not just advise that this is my name, this is my address, I'm on my property? that I've already dealt with this before. We just verify who you are, and then we're on our way. That's what we were trying to tell you before. All we needed to do was verify who you were, that this is your property. We verify that, and then we let you go, and you continue doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
And we understand the whole thing about the gun. Okay, you have a right, even without a concealed license, that you can transport it from your home or to where you're going.
A cop fell asleep in his patrol car parked on the sidewalk during his shift. A passing journalist saw this and decided to film the cop through the window. When the cop woke up, he was uncomfortable that the man had filmed him sleeping while on duty. Moreover, he got mad about it and decided to get out of the car and aggressively approach the man. Apart from the fact that the man is now charged with battery because the cop aggressively pushed him off the sidewalk, he can now be reported for sleeping while on duty. Probably the cop was also aware of this, so he tried to make a victim out of himself and set up the situation so that it looks like this man abused him. The real question is, how did he abuse him if he didn't say a single word to him? The cop claimed that the man had no right to film him, and he was clearly wrong. The cop is in uniform, which means that he's on duty, and that means that a man can stand and watch him all day if he wants to.
How long should we let him sleep? Yeah, wake your ass up, nigga. What's wrong with you? Don't touch me, bro. You mad because you got caught sleeping?
I'm on mute.
Don't touch me. It don't matter.
Go get away.
Don't touch me.
Get away.
I'm on the sidewalk.
Get away.
What's your name? Why are you approaching me like that?
My man, get away. Go.
Don't touch me, bro. What's wrong with you?
Get off the street.
I was just on the sidewalk. You pushed me off the sidewalk. Now you telling me to get off the street. Stop touching me, bro. I'm not detained. Stop touching me, bro. What's wrong with him? He mad because he got caught sleeping in the car and he want to touch me. Stop touching me, bro. I'm on the sidewalk, bro. Stop touching me. I'm not committing a crime. I'm staying on the sidewalk. So why are you telling me what to do? What's your name? Give me a card.
Take a picture.
Give me a card, bro.
I don't have one. You can take a picture.
So you want to go hands on? Your body cam is not on. You got caught sleeping in the car, and now you touching me. So give me a card, bro.
Right there. You have enough time.
As soon as you touch me, I need your card, bro.
Okay. Take a picture.
And of course, they're gonna back him up unlawfully. You touching me unlawfully. What reason do you have to touch me?
What do you mean?
Why are you touching me?
Why are you recording me? For what
Because
reason?
it's my duty to.
For
It's
what
called the right to know
reason?
act.
For what reason?
Because you're sleeping
For
in the
what
car.
reason? I'm on
It's
meal.
my job. I'm a journalist.
That's your job?
Yeah.
To harass cops?
I'm harassing you?
Yeah.
Did I say anything to you?
What do you mean?
Did I say anything to you?
I wake up and you're creeping like recording.
I'm standing there recording you. Did I say anything
like
to you?
Like a loser, bro. What are you talking about?
So you get mad and you come out the car, you push me off the sidewalk, and then you push me in the street, and then you tell me, I didn't say, did I say anything to you? Did I say anything to you?
My man, you're recording me.
I can watch you all day.
So
while you're in that uniform, I can watch you.
Okay, well, I'm on meal.
You feel guilty, okay? I don't care if you're on mail. Did I say you was doing anything wrong? All I did was watch you, bro. I can watch you all day long. Because it's my job to. I answered that already. It is.
It's not your job.
It is. It's called the Right to Know Act.
The right to know.
Yeah, it's a law.
So you have the right to know what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's a law, of
my
course.
Car while I'm on my personal time?
Of course.
This cop's ego was so hurt because a man filmed him in his car while he was sleeping that he now had to spite himself and dig himself an even deeper hole just to get some of his ego back. He refused to give the man his badge number, even though he knew how much worse it would look on camera. He told the man that there was writing on the uniform and that he was free to take pictures if he wanted. However, the man said that he could not read and asked the cop to speak for him anyway. The cop got even more annoyed because he was totally trolling him, but the cop deserved it for his aggressive behavior from a while ago.
Now you got your little clip. Now what?
I'm filing CCRB for you touching me for no reason.
Okay, get online, just like everybody else.
I will.
Not my first,
I will.
Not going to be my last.
I will.
Okay?
That's
so
sad that you say that.
Yeah.
It's not going to be your last. Why don't you,
there are people like you.
Why don't you follow your policy?
There are people like you.
Like what?
Throughout the whole city.
Like what?
That want to harass cops.
Did I harass you? Did I say anything to you? You came out the car with hands on.
If I came up to you in your personal car with my phone while you're like that.
And if I was a public employee, if you paid my salary, if you paid my salary and you had if you wanted to redress your government, you didn't like what I was doing in my uniform, you had the right to complain, you had the right to file a grievance. If you pay my salary.
Okay.
That's it. You got your video?
I need an apology or something, bro. You don't just come out the car and go hands on, bro.
Bro, you are recording me for
so
no reason.
So what? You swore to protect that right. You forgot. You took an oath.
You got your
I'm exercising my rights, bro.
That's not my car.
Write your name on that card,
Write
bro.
it right down.
So you,
Okay,
so
according to the
you
patrol
got out the
guide,
car.
According to the patrol guide.
According to
if
the
I don't
patrol
have my-
guide.
Okay, are you gonna
I'm gonna let you
listen?
talk. Go ahead. I'm
According to
gonna
the
talk.
patrol guide, if I don't have my business card, which I told you I don't have.
I just told you write your name on that one.
That's not mine. That's
You
his.
can write your name on it
That's
for me.
his. Okay.
You can write your name on it for me.
No,
Okay, go ahead. Finish.
You, since I don't have any,
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you a reasonable amount of time to get a piece of paper and a pen to record it down if you want.
I don't know how to read or write.
Okay, so then
Can you
record
say it for me?
Bautista, 28399.
So according to your patrol
Okay, so
guide,
that's it. You're
according
good.
to your
That's
patrol
it.
guide,
We're done. We're
you're
done.
not
We're done.
supposed
We're
to
done.
tell me to stop
We're
recording.
done.
You're not supposed to interfere with me recording. You want to talk about patrol guide, right? Your patrol guide says, don't interfere with me recording. Don't ask me to stop recording. Don't tell me to stop recording. Why the fuck would you go hands-on with me for, bro? Because you got caught sleeping in the car? Let me get your cards, please. So rather than saying, yo, I'm on meal, I'm tired, you come out the car, you go hands-on, and then you double down on your fucking ignorance.
The cop had no right to tell this man to leave because he was in public in the middle of a pedestrian sidewalk. He had the right not to move from there all day because, as someone who has the right to leave, he also has the right to stay, right? In particular, the cop had no right to tell the man to stop filming. The cop was getting more and more nervous, and the only thing left for him to do was to stick to the story that this man abused him. However, the journalist nicely replied that he should quit his job and find another profession if he can't stand people filming him while he's on duty. After all, people don't need cops like him, who will escalate the situation and raise a hand against a citizen instead of taking care of the safety of everyone.
I'll be out there. I'm gonna get more. You proud of that shit?
No, because it's
You proud of that? I didn't say anything to you, sir.
Nothing else better to do.
Nah, I mean, I'm on the sidewalk, bro. I can stand here all day. I can watch you all day, bro. That is fine. It's my right to. Right. So.
You have the right to.
Right.
Right now, we're advising you you have the right to walk. You are on the sidewalk. Right now, it doesn't make sense if you're walking, standing right in front of this vehicle that's parked here. You understand what I'm saying? You are on the sidewalk.
You guys are cornering me
No,
here.
we're not cornering you, sir.
Right.
You have space right now. You can move left, right, and you can move back. We're not
Right.
cornering you, sir.
Your
This
boy
is
came out the car, pushed me in the street, and then said, get out the street. Bro, I can't wait to see your record. I can't wait to see your... All right, what, bro? So you're dismissed, bro. I'm free. I'm standing on the sidewalk. If you want to help me, give me a CCRB complaint form.
Well, you can do that online.
You just, I can fill out the paper and I can mail it in as well.
You can go inside the precinct if you want.
Huh?
You just stated you don't know how to read.
I have a lawyer that can help me, right?
Okay.
Right.
Well, okay. So that's it, pretty much.
I didn't come up to y'all. I didn't start a conversation with none of y'all. I'm just peacefully recording. I'm peacefully recording. Oh yeah, definitely. Recording you for no reason. Do you really believe that? You believe I record the police for no reason? I record the police because you just went hands on. That's you don't listen well.
Go hands on while I was sleeping?
I record the police for shit like that. For officers like you that don't know how to act while they're in uniform, that's why I record. That's why I record. Because you want to know what the truth is? The truth is that you don't give a fuck about that uniform. You don't give a fuck about the oath you took. You don't give a fuck about the public. They trained you. They trained you that we're against you, right? That's what they brainwashed you. The public is out to hurt you, right? How? How? Yeah, because you don't want accountability. You don't want transparency. You don't want transparency. You don't want accountability. Find a new job. Go work at McDonald's where nobody will record you. You're a public fucking servant. You're a public servant. Yeah. Why don't you do 15 and leave? Why don't you do 12 and leave? Because we don't need cops like you. We don't need cops like you that go hands-on because they got caught sleeping.
His colleagues ran to his aid and started arguing with the man. But when they saw that the man was right and was filming the whole time, I guess they didn't want to look so bad on camera like their colleague, so they still hesitated to say bad things to the journalist. The cop who fell asleep was particularly annoyed that the man said that he pays his salary from his taxes and that he has the right to film the cops and show the people who they pay. It can be seen that the cop would very quickly get into a physical confrontation with this man because he was so nervous that he started hitting the police car to let go of some of that anger. However, the journalist continued to make fun of him and told him to calm down a bit and to take a nap if he was tired. And then he told him that if he wants to argue with him, he should go home and argue with his wife because he's not his wife. He's a citizen who knows his rights and will not allow police tyrants like this to threaten his rights.
What's the five elements of the First Amendment? I'm redressing my government. It's called the First Amendment. If I want to complain, I can complain to him to his face. All right, so why are you trying to limit him? You keep saying all right. Right now, I'm exercising free speech. We can have a conversation. If I feel like I'm offended by him, I can let him know.
The conversation is you not recording. Because I don't have my camera because I'm a meal.
Because you're going hands-on, and you don't want accountability.
If you want to talk like men, you can put the camera away and then we talk like
why?
men.
Talk to you for what? You don't give a fuck about your job. You don't give a fuck about the citizens. Go back to sleep. Go back to sleep, bro. Go back to sleep, bro.
Thank you for your contribution, sir. You know,
I understand you guys work long hours. You might be tired. You want to get 5 minutes of sleep. But don't get out the car and go hands-on with me for no reason. Fuck out of here. Go beat your wife. Go beat your wife. I'm not your wife. Don't fucking touch the citizens, period. I'm harassing. What's harassment?
You're right.
What's harassment?
You're saying that you pay my salary does not
Photography's harassment. Photography's harassment. Photography's harassment. You fucking jackass. Photography's harassment. Photography's not harassment. I gotta educate him. Photography's not harassment. And you can't be a victim of harassment. You cannot be a victim of harassment. He can't be a victim of harassment. Are you crazy?
Harassment is a definition of annoyance, sir.
Right. No. And photography.
Anyone could be caused annoyance and harm.
Photography cannot be turned into a crime. Me simply standing here recording, it doesn't matter who's annoyed. Photography is not a crime. He's saying it's harassment.
You're correct, but I'm saying it's causing an alarm. It's causing...
How?
One of the cops was extremely kind to the journalist, even thanking him for recording what he had to record and distinguishing between good and bad cops. However, the man asked him to explain only to the cop who had fallen asleep that filming wasn't harassment. Filming is his right, after all. How can an armed cop feel harassed by someone who has a small camera with him? It gives him no right to physically escalate the situation. It wouldn't have been a problem if he had gotten out of the car normally and nicely explained that he was tired. No one would blame him. But it looks like the cop chose the worst option he had in that fight. Then the man approached another police officer and asked him to introduce himself. These officers definitely take their duty to identify themselves as a humiliation, considering that this officer has barely spoken his name.
What if my religion caused an alarm?
It doesn't mean that what you're doing is a crime.
It's not a crime.
Okay? Let's just slow down, okay? Why don't you just talk to me? I appreciate the service that you're doing out here because you are making a difference.
I came here quietly, bro. I'm not one of these fucking activists that curse cops out. If it's merited, if you cursing me out, you go hands on, then all right, I have to stand my ground. I have to be firm. But I was standing there quietly, just watching him, bro. That's it. You come out the car, you go hands on, you push me. Now, if I would have slapped the shit out of him, I would have been wrong.
Yes.
No, because use of force with you had no reason to touch me, I could defend myself. Period.
No one is assault. No one would be assaulted.
You soft.
Sir, thank you,
You
sir.
soft.
Look, listen, sir.
You wouldn't touch me without that uniform.
Sir.
Guarantee. Guarantee. Guarantee.
Thank you for your service that you've done for the city.
Fuck out of here.
As
soon as y'all clock out, y'all niggas is quiet as a mouse.
Sir, I would appreciate you for just going about your day, sir.
I am.
appreciate
I
you.
am.
Thank you so much for what you've done for the city and exposing whatever you feel you would have to do. But right now, I just need you to just.
We gotta change. We gotta change the police like this, bro.
Thank you. So what you can do to do these things is, like you said, you go to CCRB, you can go join groups and protest, and you have all these rights you can exercise to make us better.
I need to see. I already forgot his name. That's why I need it written down.
But sir, you have it.
What's your name? So I can write it down. I can't even see from this far. Can you tell me his name and badge number so I can write it down, please?
Officer Batista, you know how to write, sir? And you know how to write? You said
So it was a point that I was trying to prove. What if I was fucking blind and I asked you for your name and badge number? You're going to say right here?
So then you lied earlier?
It's a point.
So
I was proving the point.
You lied to prove a point, sir?
You guys lie to prove points all the time. You guys lie to get ID all the time.
I'm talking about today, sir, right now. Upload your name.
No, just let him upload this whole shit.
Yeah, you're going worldwide. You're going worldwide looking like a jackass. Bautista. Yeah, I'm not a bootleg. I don't care about harassment. What's the number? Thank you, I appreciate it.
8399.
Cool.
However, the other cops realized that this man was right and decided not to argue with him anymore, letting him do whatever he wanted and even wishing him a nice rest of the day. However, the man didn't want to leave but chose to stay and provoke the cop who fell asleep on duty a little more. The reporter then went from police car to police car, filming inside of them all while telling the cop that his parents must be proud of him for being a tyrant who abuses citizens.
About being professional. If I ask you your name and badge, I'm gonna state it. Why not be proud of your name? You did all that hands-on shit, but you don't want to say your name? That's crazy.
No, he gave you his
Excuse
name.
me, I'm going this way.
He gave you everything. Have a good day, sir.
You too, God bless you. Yeah, you going worldwide, Papa. Hope your parents and everybody's proud of you. Oh, what did you do today? Yeah, I just fucking harassed a photographer. I went hands-on with somebody for exercising their rights. They caught me sleeping in the car and I didn't like it, so. You know, I use my authority to go hands-on with them. You know what I mean? Because that's what I do. I'm a fucking dirty cop. That's what they trained me. Yeah, I don't have to hide. Everybody knows me, bro. I'm not some little kid. Crazy. Homie weigh 200 pounds, think he tough. It's not no reason. Why don't you study case law? Why don't you get a life? Get a better job. Get a better job. You settled to be a cop. Why don't you go to school longer? Why don't you become a doctor? Why don't you stay in school longer? Because you can't become nothing else, right? You settled to become a cop? You settled to become a cop? To harass your own people? You go hands-on? Why the fuck? It's not my job to catch criminals. That's your job. You good guy activism. Check me out. Good guy activism. It's not my job. That's your job. You scared to do that job, though. You scared to do that job, though.
Yeah, we could upload as a drug dealer and all that. We could do that, yeah.
Am I a law enforcement officer?
Yeah, that's why they on meal? Yeah, that's good. That's good.
How many crimes have you solved?
The journalist continued provoking the cop by asking him how many cases he has solved so far. Well, given that he sleeps on duty, probably not even one. Once again, the journalist told him that he'd better find another job and that he and other citizens don't want a tyrant cop like him who will physically attack citizens for no reason and make them feel threatened. After all, these kinds of cops also make good cops look bad. The cop didn't care, probably because he knew that his superiors didn't care that he behaved like this, so he didn't even feel threatened, regardless of the fact that the journalist would file a complaint against him.
How many crimes have you solved?
And CCRB might listen to your complaint.
CCRB doesn't do shit. That's why you act out the way you act out, because you know CCRB has no power. You know CCRB has no power.
That's why.
You don't give a fuck about a CCRB. I filed 20 complaints since January, bro.
My man.
And nothing happened because there's no accountability. That's why I record you. That's why I record you, because there's no accountability. Internal Affairs doesn't give a fuck. CCRB doesn't give a fuck. That's why you acting out. That's why you feel like you could go hands-on for no reason.
You have my info.
He's talking to me. I'm talking to him. The point of the matter is that you had no reason to go hands-on, and you're a tyrant, and you're abusing your power. You need to find a new job. We don't need officers like you. Officers like you get good officers in trouble. What happens if I go into the precinct? You gonna ask me to leave? Wow, you gonna ask me to leave over your stupid policy that we already fought in court? You forgot? You forgot? I can record anywhere in public buildings. What are you gonna do? Violate my rights? Ask me to leave? You still have to. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Go hands on? You must not have your ear to the ground. Don't you know we fought those signs? Don't you know they ruled in our favor? What happened when we took those signs to federal court? They ruled in our favor, right? And you guys appealed it. Right now it's being appealed.
But freedom of speech is a beautiful thing. The journalist could tell the cops everything he thought about him, and he didn't think anything good, let me tell you. The cop had such a big ego that his arrogance turned into aggression in moments. However, the man wished him a nice rest of the day, calling him a sleepyhead, and advised him to sleep more at home in the future.
It's called ego.
Just let him go. Let him talk.
It's called, yeah, I'm free. Why don't you remind him that he's sworn to protect my rights? Say, yo, look who's talking. While you're running your mouth. While you're running your mouth. Isn't freedom of speech beautiful? They love those signs. They sure do love those signs. Sleepyhead. See you later, Sleepyhead.